to Veterans Air, the Veterans Hour, with your host, DouglasB, and Dangerous Dan, the happy birthday man. Happy birthday, Dan.
Thank you.
I was going to record Alexa singing Happy Birthday, and I had every intention to do so, but then time slipped away from me.
Who's Alexis?
Alexa.
Alexa?
Alexa. Everybody at home now is going, damn him. Oh. Alexa, sing Happy Birthday to Dan.
Oh, is that robot thing?
Yes, you don't have an Alexa?
No.
Oh, we definitely have to get you an Alexa.
No,
the girls
not.
would love that.
I definitely don't need any more robots in my life.
Okay.
It's bad enough every time I go somewhere I have to prove I'm not a robot.
I believe that you could be an android. I read Asimov. I know it's true. Oh, hey, look, we're on the air. We're supposed to be doing stuff. We're supposed to tell you that you're listening to Veterans Air, the Veterans Hour, where you get your news, talk, and uncensored commentary every month, the first Tuesday of the month at 1 p.m., and that you can contact us on our Google phone here in the studio at 936-344-3083. Are you impressed? I didn't look at the script for that one.
Yes, Doug, I am, yes.
Or better yet, jump on the web, go to our website, VeteransAir.us, and send us an email because we miss hearing from y'all. So today is November 6th. It's Election Day, and we got a lot of stuff happening in Conroe this month, a lot of stuff happening. First and foremost, did you vote?
I did, yeah.
Did you do early voting?
I did, yeah. Yeah.
I'm proud of you. Little girl? Little girl's in the studio, as always, our social director. Little girl, did you vote?
Of course.
And I voted. I voted this morning, Patron. I did. Oh, wait. Dead air. You're supposed to fill up that time.
Oh, I just saw you were digging in your butt pouch, man.
I voted. I'll put on my little sticker that says that I voted. I voted along with other veterans that were in the area. Hal, I'm glad that you voted.
See, I find
Leroy?
that voting works best when you don't know what you're voting for. You just go in there and roll the dice.
I recommended that everyone vote the straight socialist ticket because
Yeah.
it worked so well in Venezuela.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was surprised there wasn't a random voting option.
Just randomize.
I mean, there's a straight ticket. You're like,
A shuffle button.
shuffle
That's
button.
right,
Go for it.
Shuffle button. That would be awesome. Yeah, it's a lot of people were out voting. A lot of people out voting today and early voting. This is probably the largest midterm turnout for voters in decades.
Yeah, I went to go vote, and they told me I couldn't vote until I updated my information.
That is true because you moved.
Several times, yeah.
That's right.
Yep.
Voter ID. And I think we need to have voter ID.
I didn't really do much during the presidential election. They misspelled my middle name, and I told them, and they're like, you're fine.
You have a middle name?
I do.
What's your middle name?
Mackie.
Mac. That's right. I knew that.
Yep.
For the longest while, I thought that was your last name.
It's Mackie.
Today is Dan's birthday. And how old are you, Dan?
28.
I'm 28.
Wow. You could be my son. Do you realize that?
I'm well aware, Doug.
Dan. And as is tradition here at Veterans Air, we went and we got some birthday cupcakes. Happy birthday cupcakes. I want you to note that they're
Thank
happy
you.
birthday cupcakes.
Happy birthday cupcakes.
Look, they say happy birthday on it.
Well, okay, but where does the second birthday come in? Happy birthday cupcakes?
Yes, that's the name of them.
Oh, okay. Cool.
It's like double mocha chocolate with 2 half pumps of vanilla.
Right.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
All right, so anyway, we have a whole bunch of stuff to talk about on the show today. Huge amounts of stuff. And we're going to start off with an op-ed piece from Dawn Stone. She is a longtime listener, and she's very active, and she actually has gone through Pete Coach's citizenship study guide, and I checked on the stats on that last night, and people are actually going through this and reading it and downloading it. And if you all didn't know, Pete has also added PowerPoint presentations. So all you educators out there, you definitely want to head on over to VeteransAir.us /archives.html, memorized it, and check out the link. As a matter of fact, I think we're going to have a graphic show up here that has those links for it for the Citizenship Study Guide. And Engineer Dick is saying, yeah, it's already up. Damn, he's on it today. So you need to go take a look at that. If you have not been paying attention for the past couple of months, I should let you know that Peach Coach has come aboard as Veterans Air's constitutional content advisor. Yes, we actually have someone that advises Dan and I on all things constitutional.
You mean other than the Constitution?
Other than the Constitution. Other than the Constitution. He advises us for questions like, exactly what amendment was that? And what did I just read? And why did I just read that? Pete is, he's retired Navy Master Chief. And I think he may be the actual Master Chief from Halo.
Yes, Doug.
It's possible.
Okay.
He's that old.
Probably.
He is.
Yeah.
But we love you, Pete. But Pete put together for us a special study guide on citizenship and voting. As you know, we started a couple of months ago, 6 months ago, on this citizenship thing.
Probably.
And have you gone to his guide? Say yes, you've gone to his guide.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And it's very well written, has tests at the end. You don't have to take them if you don't want to. But I encourage you all to go out there and take a look at what Pete has put together for us and read it. You will learn things about America that you thought you knew, but you didn't. Now, today is Election Day, as everybody knows. If you do not know that today is Election Day, you have been living under a rock. Crawl out and go vote. No, wait a second. You don't know what's going on, so don't vote if you've been living under a rock. I promised Dawn last month that we would get to her op-ed piece, and I ran out of time. So this month, I'm definitely going to do it. Dan.
Doug.
Her op-ed piece is on the Electoral College.
Right.
Do you know what the Electoral College does?
Something about balancing powers between high population areas and rural areas.
Damn, you nailed that, didn't you?
No,
That's exactly what the Electoral College does. The Electoral College does not come into effect for this cycle of voting for the midterms. It is for a presidential election. And as I was looking at the midterms and thinking about the Electoral College, I remembered all the controversy around it and how people wanted to get rid of the Electoral College.
Doug, we mean Democrats, and they only say that because they lost.
Well,
They only want to change things when they lose. That's how it is. Like the Supreme Court, they wanted to, let's just add more justices. No, it's not
well,
that bad.
yeah, they can do that. They can add more justices to the Supreme Court because this Constitution doesn't specifically say how many justices need to be on the Supreme Court.
I wouldn't know. I haven't read it.
So they can. The Constitution. Why, yes. The Constitution, the law of the land. Did you know, Dan?
Probably.
You probably did. That the Electoral College is actually in the Constitution. It was put in there. It is the 12th Amendment. The 12th Amendment, people. If you have not read that 12th Amendment, allow me to enlighten you. I love this book, by the way, Dan.
Oh, you're welcome.
Dan gave me this book. The 12th Amendment. Passed by Congress in 1803 and ratified in 1804. It's also mentioned in Article 2, Section 1 of the Constitution. The electors shall meet in their respective states and vote by ballot for president and vice president, one of whom at least shall be an inhabitant of the same state with themselves. They shall name in their ballots the person voted for president, and in distinct balloters, the person voted as the vice president. And they shall make distinct lists of all persons voted for as president and all persons voted for vice president. And this is exactly what you were talking about. The Electoral College balances the power of the popular vote. The reason that we have the Electoral College and not a popular vote is because that would be democracy. We do not have democracy in America. Regardless of what some congressmen think, this is not a democracy. This is a constitutional republic.
When you say the Pledge of Allegiance, you don't pledge allegiance to the democracy.
That's right.
You pledge allegiance
to the republic.
Hoo-ah.
Hoo-ah.
And Doug, I would just like to point out when it came to vice presidents, it used to, back in the day, you'd take the runner-up as your vice president, the person who came in second. You wouldn't appoint your vice president.
I agree, and I think that we should go back to that.
I do too. I think having Hillary as a vice president would be just too good.
That would be awesome.
Great.
That'd be awesome. Balancing of power. That's what the Electoral College is. It's what you're saying. It's a balancing of power. It makes the votes from Wyoming just as important as the votes from New York City. If we did not have this electoral college, if we did not have this checks and balances within the republic, then popular vote would win. And a popular vote is a mob vote. Because a person is smart.
People are dumb.
People are dumb.
Absolutely.
Yes, that's right. We speak movie quote here. But that is absolutely positively true. I do not want the masses, I do not want a mob telling me what I can and cannot have. The republic protects my individual rights. A democracy does not. And on that note, Dawn, are you listening? We are going to jump into the Electoral College opt-ed from listener Dawn Stone. Now, I will tell you that this is a fairly lengthy read, and I should get done with it. I should be through with it before we have to go to station break, Dick. But if we do, if we don't, watch the time and we'll go for a break for the station break, because I know we need to do that. We're not in the studio today. No, we're in Conroe Towers. They evicted engineer Dick and the Lone Star Community Radio. They said, we don't want you here no more, and they kicked him out. And he was broadcasting for a while underneath the overpass for 45. You may have seen him there. But luckily today he's in the Conroe Towers. Dick's going, I hate you.
We're in the belly of the beast.
No, the studio is being redesigned, and I'm betting you that that Dick's going to have some sort of grand opening so everybody can see the new studios. We're excited. But anyway, I regress. Somebody keep me on track. We have a lot to do and a short time to do it in. Dawn Stone's op-ed on the Electoral College. The United States is comprised of 3,797,000 square miles. There are 3,141 counties in the United States. Trump, last election, won 3,084 of them. Clinton won 57. Let that sink in. There are 3,141 counties in the United States. Trump won 3,084 of them. Clinton won just 57. And you think that the Electoral College is not necessary. Think again. Let's start with some reasons why the Electoral College was formed by our founding fathers. Number one, and the most important, are we a democracy or are we a republic? What is the definition of a republic? A republic is a state in which supreme power is held by the people and their elected representatives, and which has an elected or nominated president rather than a monarch. What is the definition of a democracy? Simply put, a democracy is control of an organization or group by the majority of its members. Or you could say democracy is two wolves and a lamb voting what's for dinner. Nowhere in our founding documents do you see the word democracy. Madison, Jefferson, and Adams viewed a democracy as another form of tyranny. Why would they say that? Let's review in their own words. Thomas Jefferson, quote, "A democracy is nothing more than mob rule, where 51% can take away the rights of the other 49%. John Adams said, quote, "A democracy never lasts long. It soon wastes itself, exhausts and murders itself, because there never was a democracy that didn't commit suicide." And lastly, Madison wrote, and I quote, "Measures are too often decided not according to the rules of justice and the rules of the minority party, but by the superior force of an interested and overbearing majority." There is a reason why founding fathers created a republic and not a democracy. Republics are the best form of government for protecting the individual form of tyranny of the majority or from the majority. And there most certainly is a tyranny of the majority that always manifests in democratic style systems. I'm reading poorly today, I apologize. Let's just say this a bit more simply. In a democracy or a republic system, there's a kind of majority rule. In democracies, 51% rule over the 49% and has total control. The 51% can do whatever it wants because in democracies, there are not structures in place to protect individual rights. Does this sound like Congress right now? Little bit, Congressman, listen up. If a 51% vote is if 51% vote to steal your bike, you're without a bike. If 51% vote to kill you, you're without a life. It does not matter if it is right or wrong. What the majority says is what happens. A republic is different, though, and how it operates for the protection of the individual against the majority when the majority is out of control. I think we've had this exact same discussion on the radio before.
Probably.
It is very important to protect the rights of the individual in a political system, for that is how governments are limited in their power. Democracies provide arbitrary power to governments, giving them the prerogative to do anything as long as it's what the people want. In a free society, this is unacceptable. Now you get a better picture or understanding of what a democracy is. And you're coming to realize that we're a republic. The Electoral College is anti-democratic, and that is actually a very good thing. When you vote for president, you actually vote for electors who are tasked with representing the majority of votes in your state. These electors from the Electoral College, these electors form the Electoral College. They, not the American people as a whole, choose the president. In 1876, 1888, 2000, and 2016, the winning candidates lost the popular vote but won the Electoral College. James Madison, the father of our Constitution, it's all the Constitution, worried that democratic forms of government were prone to fits of passion. They might be overcome by prejudice and swayed by populist, I can't pronounce this word, demagogues?
You see?
Where is it?
Demagogues.
Demagogues. I'll read that again. Sorry, Dawn, you're too smart for me. James Madison, the father of our Constitution, worried that democratic forms of government were prone to fits of passion. They may be overcome by prejudice and swayed by populist demagogues. Madison wanted a series of checks and balances and a multi-step process for creating laws and choosing leaders, not just to force factions to compromise, but to slow down the decision-making process with hopes that cooler heads will prevail, rather. This is what's happening today. This is what's happening today.
Well, if you look back across the whole history of the U.S., Doug, this is nothing new. We used to have members of Congress that would beat each other half to death on the Congress floor with canes.
Mob rule.
Well, as long as it's contained to another building somewhere else.
Continuing on. In their view, the purpose of government was to protect the rights and promote justice. They denied that what counts as our rights or what counts as justice was decided by the majority. Our rights and justice is not decided by the majority. Our rights and justice is not decided by the majority. Let that sink in. They denied that the majority had an inherent right to rule or impose its will on the minority. These are powerful words. They denied, our founding fathers denied, that the majority had an inherent rule or right to rule or impose its will on the minority. They're worried that passion, rather than reason, would sway elections. Another reason for the Electoral College. Even though at the time of its formation, the Electoral College in the country was small, we have grown from coast to coast and have 50 states to involve in the election process. The founding fathers were the true visionaries. The Electoral College protects the smaller populated states. What do I mean?
Swing states.
Yes and no. Why would it be necessary for individuals who are campaigning for president to address the people of the smaller populated states as if it was a majority vote? Once again, you see the majority-minority play out. This protects large swaths of the nation from being ignored or even bullied. So the votes from Montana are just as valuable as the votes for New York or California or Ohio. Let's play devil's advocate for a moment. If this country embraces majorityism, what would be the ramifications? Would not states have the ability to repeal the amendments of the Constitution by a majority vote? If proportionate government is unfair, why should we only have 2 senators from each state? Why not have more senators from the larger populated states? Couldn't a majority rule change this? Why shouldn't California or, say, New York have more representation in the Senate than, say, Wyoming or Montana. Another possibility to contemplate, if majority rule is in effect and say the following year the people have decided they no longer want whoever is president, wouldn't a 51% majority take to the streets and demand the change be heeded? You could argue it's what the people want. How stable of a country do you think we would be? How prosperous of a country do you think we would be? Mob mentality is a fickle mistress. To quote a movie, Men in Black to be exact, a person is smart. People are dumb, panicky, dangerous animals, and you know it. Yes, we do. All kidding aside, human nature has not changed. We should look at history and learn its lessons. However, not learning from history is part of the human nature. It's a catch-22 in many ways. Let's go back and take a look at some history, shall we? In the election of 1992, Bill Clinton received the majority of electoral votes and was elected president, despite the fact that he only received 43% of the popular vote. The third-party candidate, Ross Perot, received 19%. Bill Clinton did not win a majority of the popular vote. However, he won the Electoral College majority. If we dismantle the Electoral College, we have a pure popular vote. Third-party candidates will siphon away more of a majority. Even in 2016, Hillary Clinton may have won the popular vote. However, she only received 48%, not a majority. This would only encourage more candidates and lessen the majority outcome. That way leads to madness. Madness, I say.
Like Lord of the Flies.
Long pork. All you people that read Lord of the Flies in high school and remember that just went, ew. Everybody that didn't read that went, what the hell is he talking about?
He's talking about bushmeat.
Hey, they can't shut us down. They don't know where we're at.
Yeah, right?
Okay, I got 4 minutes. Okay, here we go. We see this in Europe with parliamentary systems, where the party with the most votes after the election put together a coalition of many parties in order to create a governing majority. Unless we scrap our constitution and adopt a parliamentary structure, we could easily end up with a president elected with only 20% of the votes. Hopefully, this has answered the questions you may have regarding the Electoral College. It is a perfect system? No. No human form of government is perfect. However, the alternatives are far more dangerous to the individual. And we are most sacredly all individuals. Dawn Stone. Dawn, thank you for that op-ed piece. I think that is a great way to end our discussions on voting that we've been doing here on Veterans Air. If you have an opinion, just like Dawn here, and you want it to come out on the air, you just need to email us, info@VeteransAir.us, and we will get back to you. Make sure you leave your contact information. We will get back to you. Well, we want to interact with you, and we want your opinions to be heard just as much as Dan and my opinions. But as we know, the only opinion that matters is mine.
Good to know.
We're not a democracy here. We're a tyranny. Thank you.
We're tyranny. All
That's right. And our king is Engineer Dick. All hail, Engineer Dick. So I have a couple of more minutes. And what were we going to talk about before that? Time crunch show. We're going to do listening to. See, I write out a script just so I know what I'm doing. Oh, we're about to go on break. But when we come back from break, we're going to talk about Veterans Day. It's coming up this weekend. We're going to talk about Veterans Day because it's very important to us here. We are Veterans Air. We are all things veterans. So this is one of the holidays that both Dan and I hold sacred. And we're going to talk about that. I have some comments I'd like to read.
All right.
We're going to go on break now, Dick? We'll be back right after these messages.
An estimated 1 in 10 births will result in a neonatal intensive care stay, also known as the NICU. Overnight, a family can find themselves and their newborn baby in a critical situation. The Mila Foundation financially and spiritually assists families in need. If you would like to volunteer or become a monthly sponsor, please visit us at www.themilafoundation.org. Again, that's www.themilafoundation.org, because every life matters.
You are listening to Veterans Air on IRLoneStar.com and Conroe's FM 104.5 and 106.1.
Welcome back to Veterans Air, the Veterans Hour, with your host, Douglas B. and Dangerous Dan, the cupcake eating man. He can't speak right now. Facebook is seeing this. That was awesome. No wonder why the girls are so skinny. They never get any food.
I don't want to hear it, Doug.
Okay, no problem. Coming up this weekend, if you haven't been paying attention, is Veterans Day. Veterans Day is the 11th of November. It is the 11th of November every single year. And do you know why it's the 11th of November? And he can't speak, so I'll speak for him. Dan would say it is the 11th of November because it is when World War I ended. The 11th month, the 11th day, the 11th hour. This year, however, your government offices and banks will be closed on November 12th. Because if November 11th falls on a Sunday, Veterans Day is observed on the 12th. If it falls on a Saturday, Veterans Day is observed on the Friday previous, so we can have a 3-day weekend. But
I will be working.
You will be working.
Yep.
Do you have where do you work? Tell our listeners where you work. Come on, shout it out. I want a real good one.
I work at Bulwark Exterminating.
That's right. He is Dangerous Dan, the bug-killing man. And you know what? You guys need to call him and say, hey, I want you to give me the same deal that you gave Douglas B. And he will, especially if you're a veteran.
All right, fine. I'll put the contact information up on the Facebook page.
Outstanding. Thank you. All right. Going to my script now. In November, it's November, and that means Veterans Day is coming up. You can tell by all the commercials for the mattresses. Veterans Day is the day that America says thank you to its veterans. Veterans Day is always on November 11th at 11 a.m. in remembrance of the end of World War I. As is customary, as I have done for decades now, I have prepared some brief remarks about being a veteran. These remarks could be about you. These remarks could be about your husband, your father, your grandfather.
He also had to revise it so we could say it on the radio.
That's true. These words could be about any veteran. So please, do me the honor, listen carefully, and see if this is a veteran that you know.
I believe in you, Doug. You can do it.
I'm there. I got this.
Uh-huh.
Get my reading voice on. He's awake before dawn, not because he wants to. His back and legs wake him today like most mornings. He doesn't mind much. If pain is the price he must pay for the life that he has led, then so be it. It's not so bad, he thinks. Others have it worse than me. At least I can have my morning coffee before my wife wakes. He takes his coffee to the porch and adds a slash of bourbon as he lights his first cigarette of the day. He thinks his wife doesn't know about the bourbon, but she does. It eases the pain better than the 14 pills the VA has him on. It's not the years, it's the miles, he thinks. He's only 55, but his body is almost used up. The sun has risen, and he sees the younger kids come out and head to the bus stop at the corner. They're nice enough kids if they just stay off his damn lawn. He gets up and puts out his flag as he does every morning. He displays it with pride, and he salutes it, even in his bathrobe. He doesn't care what anyone looking on might think. He delivers honor where honor is due. He has his oath, and he keeps it sacred. His wife calls out that breakfast is ready. He comes inside and kisses his wife, thankful that she stood by him no matter the trials and tribulations or where they had to live. Breakfast, he thinks, low carb, low fat, no salt nonsense. Still, she's taking care of this old man the best that she can, he muses. He's going to try to get some things done today around the house, even if the handyman doesn't show up again. Today is a special day, and he needs to be where he needs to go by 11 a.m. He needs to obey his oath and pay honor where honor is due, because today isn't about him. He goes inside to shower and shave, No stubble today. That just won't do. Looks like he needs to run the clippers over his head, too. Hair is getting to be almost a quarter-inch long. Damn hippie, he thinks. He shines his shoes carefully to a high-gloss shine and puts on his dark, pressed suit pants. The crease is razor sharp. His wife has laid out a clean, starched white shirt in his shadow box. He opens the box only twice a year. It is filled with mementos of another life. He reaches for his salad bar, pieces of pretty ribbons. It's only 4 rows, but as he runs his fingers across them, feeling the stars and the oak leaf clusters, he remembers each for what it cost him. The price that he paid for these pretty ribbons, others might say, was too much. They'll never know, and as God is my witness, neither will my wife or my children, he thinks. He pulls into a parking lot and sees that others have already started to form up. He takes his place in line along with others like himself, dressed and wearing their own ribbons. Nodding to friends, he comes to attention. Damn Kane, he thinks, breaks the line of his cut. At least he doesn't need to be in the wheelchair this year. He gives silent thanks to the neurologists and surgeons that fused steel to his spine, allowing him to leave his chair behind today. The music starts. He salutes the flag and he recites the pledge. That pledge means something to him and to all the others gathered here today. After the ceremony, he'll follow the VIPs and dignitaries inside for coffee and cake. He'll look around at these gathered men and women, some old, some young, all bearing witness to what they paid for the oath that they took. Today is Veterans Day, a day this country honors men and women like him, those that have survived their service to their country, and he knows he's just another old wolf in a pack of old wolves. Battered and bruised, weak of body yet stout of heart. Strong-willed still, his determination and honor have not faltered through the passing of all the years. He knows his country will never look to him to be the warrior again, but he knows if his countrymen did call for him, he would answer that call. His oath has never weakened. He thinks, someday I'll stand before the gates of Valhalla, before God and all that came before him, and they will ask me, who are you and what have you done? He shall answer in a voice both clear and strong, I am what others failed to be. I am the defender for those who could not defend themselves. I am the protector for those who could not protect themselves. I guard the gates of my country and my countrymen. I am a U.S. soldier, and I'm finally home. You're awful quiet over there, Dan.
Yep. You've been going off for these op-ed pieces and story time. Didn't want to interrupt you, Doug.
So, what are you doing for Veterans Day?
Working,
You're working on Veterans Day?
of course. Probably. I don't know. I'd have to look at my schedule.
I will break my I'll come off the wagon and I will hoist a beer in your honor.
Oh, thank you.
Just
I
for you.
appreciate that.
Dick, how much time do we have?
You got about
Yeah.
20 minutes.
Got about 3 minutes?
20.
Oh, 20 minutes. to the end of the show. Oh, good. We got a lot of time. So, what are your thoughts on Veterans Day?
I don't know. Haven't really put much thought into it, Doug.
You're a veteran.
I know.
Do you keep your oath?
The best of my ability.
Do you still feel the need to serve?
Yes.
And that is the crux, the apex of what it means to be a veteran. I've told a lot of you out there that I look at the veteran community in 2 ways. There's vets and there's veterans. There's those that served and now believe that they're entitled to something because they served. And then there's others. There's veterans that served and they got out and realized nobody's relieved them of their oath. They still need to serve their community in some way, shape, or form. These are the veterans that I speak to. There's a lot to be done in this country. And veterans, there's a hell of a lot of us. If we would just stop for a moment and think about why we have the oath, why we put out our flags, why we still call ourselves Americans. There's not much that we cannot accomplish together. If you're a veteran today and you're listening to the sound of my voice and you haven't gotten up out of your chair and gone down to vote, I want you to turn your radio off and go do that right now. You can stop listening to me as long as you go vote, because that is one of the most sacred things that you can do as an American citizen. And for those of you that are serving in uniform that aren't American citizens yet, you keep working. For you will be one day. You will attain not only the title of veteran, but the title of an American citizen. For you protect your countrymen and this country. Damn, I'm waxing very poetic today.
You are. You're coming off strong. Strong. I'm at a loss for words, Doug.
Well, I shaved today, that's why.
Is that it?
Okay. I shaved for this show. And I wore my Veterans Air shirt. Everyone, you notice I wore my Veterans Air shirt. I gotta order more of this stuff.
Yes.
I do. Hey, Queensboro, if you're listening to me, send me a coupon. I need to order more shirts. Well, that's where we got them. We got them from Queensboro. They did a nice job. We have to do something, or we are doing something here, as soon as I find out where we're at. Oh, yes. November happenings.
That's right.
November happenings are you. I don't have to do November happenings. They're you. Oh my God, it's the emergency broadcast system. The zombie apocalypse is upon us. Hey, Orson Welles could do it. How come I can't? Dick's shaking his head. No, you can't do that, Doug. No, you can't do that. If Orson Welles did it, I can do it too. I'm sorry, I'm back now. We've now returned to our normal broadcast.
All right, November happenings. We got November 10th is Veterans Day program, hosted by the VFW, Post 4709, Saturday at 12 p.m. at Conroe Fairgrounds. Also on November 10th, we have Dentistry for Veterans. I think I saw the billboard for this on 105.
That is correct. I want to interrupt you here because we have received over at VeteransAir.us a bunch of email asking us who's doing the dental clinics for vets this year. Because veterans do not, unless they're 100% or they have some disability of the mouth or teeth, dental care is not given by the VA, not offered. So a lot of veterans and vets don't have dental care. So this is very important for them. This is a change to what we normally see every year. There's a new set of companies doing it. Dan, tell us about it.
Brush your teeth. Hosted by Montgomery Comprehensive Dental Center and Conroe Comprehensive Dental Center. Do you have Montgomery Comprehensive Dental Center there twice, Doug?
I don't have anyone to edit.
Oh, no, wait, that's the address.
Yes.
It's located at the Montgomery Comprehensive Dental Center at 951 Lone Star Parkway, Montgomery, Texas, 77356. That's by the new Kroger.
It is.
In Montgomery.
It is.
Details: Montgomery Comprehensive Dental Center, armed with staff and volunteers, is out to change lives by offering free dentistry to the veterans of Montgomery County. As their host for their 7th annual Dentistry for Veterans event.
That's awesome.
Brush your teeth.
Brush and floss.
And flossing's not really that important, Doug.
Don't tell Tanya that. She flosses the apex predator posse's teeth every day.
Those dogs. November 9th.
I'm going to have them bite you.
And the 10th. Cooking for Courage 2018, hosted by Northside Mustang Car Club at Montgomery County Fairgrounds, 9333 Airport Road, Conroe, Texas, 77303. And November 27th, tree lighting ceremony at 6:30 p.m. Location, Heritage Place. That's 500 Metcalf Street. All ages are welcome as long as you brush your teeth.
As long as you brush your teeth and floss. Flossing is important.
Sure.
I got a couple of messages on our Google phone, by the way.
It wasn't like your car warranty's almost up.
No, we get a lot of those. But no, these were actual messages on the Google phone asking if what the American Legion was doing and whether or not we were going to do the holiday turkeys again this year. The answers to those questions are, I am absolutely positively sure that the American Legion 411 is doing something for Veterans Day, but unfortunately I do not have that information. It didn't get over to the station on time. And no, we are not doing the turkey giveaway this year. We've had some problems trying to put that together, but I would encourage everyone to pay close attention because we're going to do something come spring, aren't we, Dick? Dick's saying, yes, we are. We're going to do something for the spring. We just weren't able to put together something for the holiday season, which brings us to Thanksgiving. What are you doing for Thanksgiving?
Not working. I refuse to work on Turkey Day.
But you can come over to the house for turkey if you want.
Absolutely. Twist my arm.
Yeah, you can bring the girls. The boys will be there, by the way.
Never
and I will
mind.
have them, they will be freshly
No,
flossed.
I will not be bitten by dogs.
The apex predator
You know,
posse.
I get enough of that in my job, Doug, okay? There's something about dogs that they just don't like people who deliver the mail or pest control people going into backyards.
Have you thought about wearing baking pants?
Maybe that's my problem. Maybe I should stop.
Little girl, his birthday's today. He needs a set of baking pants.
Oh, Walmart.
Do I have time for where am I at time
You have
wise?
about 6 minutes.
I got about 6 minutes. That's good because I got a long song to do, right? Why don't you give us our shout outs and our sponsor today?
Oh, shout out to our sponsors. Before I forget, let's give a shout out to all who made Veterans Air possible. We are looking at East Meets West Productions, full-service business and marketing consultants helping vets start and fund their businesses for 25 years. For more information, call 361-904-0044.
And your company, of course, gets
That's
a
right.
shout out. Bulwark
Bulwark
Exterminating.
Exterminating. I have a card right here.
Hey, did you know that they get a tax break for hiring you?
I knew. I don't think they know.
You should
Maybe
tell
they-
them. I received an email, and I don't remember the gentleman's name off the top of my head, but we're going to have him on probably in January, talk about tax breaks for companies that actually hire veterans.
You just... Can I finish what I'm doing, Doug?
Okay, I'm sorry.
All right. If you wish to contact someone about your bug problems, you can always give us a call at 281-668-5752 or at 936-333-9475.
I'm sorry I interrupted you.
That's fine. I deserve it.
He's going to beat me after we get off camera, just so you know. I'm abused. What was I saying? Oh, so I was talking about this guy about tax breaks. Yes, there's tax breaks for companies that hire veterans, and we're going to probably get him on the show in January or February. It seems like a Valentine type thing to do. Do you know what we're doing next month?
No, tell me.
Santa Claus is coming.
Santa
Here
Claus
comes
is
Santa
coming?
Claus. Here comes Santa Claus. Race down to Santa Claus Lane. Da 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 da.
Well-
We're gonna get a Santa Claus suit and dress Dick up.
Oh. I think Dick needs to be
I'll
an
be
elf.
all right with that.
He's more of an elf. Like the actual movie Elf.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was just gonna say that'd be awesome. We got to get Holly in, and you could be Santa Claus, and Holly can be an elf. I mean, she's tall enough to be one.
Yeah. She do well.
She would do well. No, next month we are going to have via phone and maybe video, if she can figure out how to do this, the world-renowned master sommelier and wine expert, Catherine Follis. She's going to come on the show. She's going to talk to us about what wines we need to have for the upcoming holidays. And we'll actually talk a little bit about her new book, bestseller, 10 Grapes You Need to Know, the 10 and Done Wine Guide. Now, I've known Catherine for over a decade now. And for over a decade, she's been trying to get me to be a wine snob.
I've never drank wine in my life.
When I was out doing her photos one year, she took me to a wine tasting with a whole bunch of vineyards and whatnot. And the vineyard owners, after the wine tasting, asked me what type of wine I preferred. I said, I don't remember the name. It comes in a box. I thought they were going to have a heart attack. For all of you listening out there, I will give you this piece of advice. Mule Train 2020, that's a mean wine. Don't serve that. That's not any good. That's about all she's taught me so far. But we're going to learn about wines next month.
Yeah,
Hey,
so
can we drink on the air, Dick? Dick's saying no. Dick's going, why do I have this
Is
show
that-
on my station?
is that you saying no or somebody who could arrest us saying no?
Yeah.
Yeah? Sounds like a green light to me, Doug.
Don't tell me. How about that? Don't tell me or show me. I don't know. I don't know what's in those cupcakes.
Brown bag specials, Doug.
Dude,
So
Yeah.
it's organic. No, they're not organic. You can actually eat them. They're good. They're good. I'm about out of time, aren't I?
yes, you are.
Well, good. I'm good because I have run out of things to talk about. So that about wraps it up. Remember to tune in next month, December 4th at 1 p.m. Hey, that's my brother's birthday. Happy birthday, Sean. December 4th at 1 p.m. for our special Veterans Air with world-renowned master sommelier and wine expert Catherine Follis. I want to leave you with the song by our good friend, Sailor Jerry. It's called I'm Going Anyway. You can go get it at sailorjerrymusic.com, iTunes, and Amazon. And while we listen to this, let us remember our brothers and sisters in uniform that today are standing in harm's way to stand for our freedoms and for our liberties. If you are wearing the uniform, or you have worn the uniform, I want to say thank you. I want to say that I'm proud of you. Until next month, stay vigilant and stay safe.
But the first to go, Lord, make me dead before you make me whole.
My old man wasn't happy when I raised my hand and swore to protect and serve this country when the devil was at her door. But Mama wasn't worried because she saw the fight in me. She said, "Send the ones who are unafraid to make damn sure that we're free. If it's for my country, if it's for my town, it might be hell or fire raining down. I'm going anyway. I know the risk I'm taking. We may not make it home with my brothers beside me or going in alone. I'm going anyway. Somehow